Now, how do I get you on here? Let's see here. Oh, I don't know how to do that. Okay, who's here? Just got kicked off the live stream with Henrik in Sweden because they think that someone was carrying a gun in the video, which of course didn't happen. Now Edwin's here. Got four people here. I'm trying to figure out how to get Henrik on here. So this is a continuation of the beer stream from Sweden. Let's see. All right, good idea. Okay, I'm clicking on manage. I'm trying to figure it out. All right, folks, if you're just joining me, I'm only doing this because we got booted out of the other one on Henrik's channel. So, and I see, we got Edwin here, which, don't know if we care or not. Just kidding. Mr. Mark, you're a legend. Have you ever been to Mexico Beach, Florida? God dang it, Mexico Beach. That sure as hell rings a bell, and I might have been there, and I'm going to look it up and see. Did you just burp, Henrik? Because I heard that. It's in Bay County, Florida, 25 miles southeast of Panama City. Oh, okay. So I've driven through there on the way to Panama City, probably. Yes, so I have probably been to Mexico Beach. Hello from Detroit, Michigan. Oh man, that's it's kind of like, isn't it kind of like Iraq over there? Actually, it's gotten a lot better in the recent years, right? Welcome back from my homeland. Where do you go in Norway? Alisand, Geringa, and I don't know the other ones, but up through the fjords and stuff. Okay, Edwin. God, forgive me, Henrik, for calling you Edwin. Yeah, I'm trying. Okay, I see pop out dashboard, send feedback, edit. I got edit on here. What can I edit? No, that doesn't do shit. There's some feature I don't have access to. I click on manage, and that doesn't do shit. How about I'm back on with Edwin. Open picture in picture. Will that do it? No, didn't do shit. All right, folks. Well, I've got Edwin on the other end. I did it again. I've been drinking and shitty beer from Dust Bowl Brewery. They actually make some good beer, but this is not one of them. This is the worst one. So if you're buying this, do not buy the lime flavored. You know how it is. Taste is subjective. Some people like it. Some people like stuff that other people don't like. God, I'm getting a lot of comments here. I got 79 people watching me. But I guess we're going to figure out how to get Henrik here next time because I can't figure it out now. Okay, well we'll definitely do it for the future. But man, it's fucking YouTube just like, oh, sorry, we're killing your stream right in the middle of it. But then again, I did see one where they had a guy like, hey, do you know so and so? Huh? Yeah, do you know so and so? No, I don't know her. Well, she's the reason this is going to happen. The guy shoots him, like, holy shit! So that's when they kind of cracked. I think I was actually on Facebook too, but whatever. It's pretty messed up. God dang, I'm getting way too many comments. Gunsmith School in Colorado. Trinity? What's that school? I don't know. We actually have a guy working for us right now who's from some kind of gunsmith school, and maybe I don't know. And I'm not a gunsmith. I have to bring that up all the time. You still there, Henrik? Okay. Can you guys hear Henrik? Let me know in the comments. Can you hear him talking? But you're talking. You should come through the microphone. Say test 1 2 3. Yell it. Okay. Did you guys hear that? People are saying no. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll set up for another day. No audio from there. Your name is Henry now, not Henrik. Mark, greetings from Russia. I need to get to Russia one of these days. Yeah, but you're already over there, so it doesn't count. And besides, you'll probably have to be speaking Russian soon enough. Just kidding. How am I, Mr. Sherbu? I don't know. Drink. I'm day drinking. How do you think I am? It's freaking awesome. All right, so let me see if I can bring up some pictures over here. And Edwin, what do you? Edwin says fruit lover. Yes, I mean I do have an apple and a banana over there, so and some grapes in the refrigerator. So yeah, I kind of love fruit. I love it. I like it. And you got to worry about eating that crap when you get older. You can't just eat steak and potatoes every day. All right, let's see. Let's see if I can make a picture show up. Hey, wait, Henrik, how do you do that? Limit limitating is not actually a word. No offense. Limiting, limiting. Sounds good though. Ah, I hear you there. Edwin says all he thinks about is me. I think about ways to end you, Edwin. Yes, just kidding. Just kidding, folks. Wait, well, like that'll be the future of YouTube. You make some threat, even if it's a total joke, and you're like laughing as you're saying it. They'll put a strike against you. They'll actually probably have someone come to your house and just take you out, or take you to the insane asylum. I don't know. Nah, I got 93 people watching now. I can't just get rid of them. Okay, if I'm not a gunsmith, how do you become a gun designer? That's a loaded question. Ah, you commented Spaten for me. Oh man, I love Spaten beer. Raise your hand if you like Spaten German beer. Man, it's just awesome. I love that stuff. Anyway, how do you become a gun designer? Oh my god. Well, you design guns. And yeah, you don't need to be a mechanical engineer. Some of the most famous gun designers of all history are not degreed engineers. In fact, a lot of times, if you're the kind of person who can get an engineering degree, you're probably not the kind of person to design a gun. Because the people who the people who get engineering degrees are usually like real math nerds, and they're not real hands-on. Like I'm luckily I'm much more of a mechanic type, hands-on type of person, but I was able to hack the the math. But I definitely sucked at math. I think I took calculus 3 times. I took statistics 3 times. Heat transfer, somehow I made it through there the first time. Linear algebra the first time. But that stuff is horrible, and it's not something that you'll necessarily need or use, but it's more about hazing. It's about crushing your soul and making you just go, God, why am I doing this? But you get through it and you realize, holy shit, if I can do this, I can do anything. And there are a lot of problems in engineering that are really tough, and you need to have that confidence to be able to solve them. That's why we're arrogant, and I put that in quotes. We're not necessarily arrogant. Some of them are. Some are dickhead arrogant fucks, but excuse my language. All right, somebody said hi from Chile. Hello. Do I plan on attending a gunmakers match? I'd like to. And you know what though? You still there, Henrik? Just hearing me blab nonstop. The gunmakers match. I was talking to Jeff Rodriguez, the guy who makes the really cool shotgun with the revolving thing. Really, really cool stuff. Jeff's an awesome guy. We were talking about it, and I don't like the idea of a maker's match. It doesn't make sense that you make your own gun and then go out and try to compete at the highest level. You go out to a competition with it. To me, it's like you make your own gun. Just the fact that it works is awesome. I would much rather have a gunmaker symposium. In fact, I'd like to start that because to me, it's more about let's get up on stage and have remember if you guys saw that movie Jobs, and they had the homebrew computer club, and the guys would get up, a bunch of nerds in an auditorium, like, well, yes, I have the such and such here, and here's what it does, and that's what I want to see. I want to see a guy up there talking about what he did different, what he discovered, because to me, that's much more interesting than seeing if you can hit a target with your gun that should do what any other gun does. I don't care about that. If I want to go out and target shoot, I'll get a freaking gun that's made for it. I want to see if you made your own gun. Show me something that I don't know about. Teach me something interesting about it. That's a lot cooler. So to me, that's where this should go. So thanks for that question. College is all about hazing, basically. Yeah, it's all about it. The John Moses Browning of YouTube. I'm gonna catch shit for this, but John Browning did not do his own machining. His brother did, and I do my own machining, my own welding. Not in production. I have employees for that, but I do every freaking job. Yeah, I'm actually cool with Browning, but if you say that, people are, it's heresy. Fuck you. Ein Prosit aus Deutschland. I'll get it. Ein Prosit. How do you say? Is it AUS? Is it O or OS? I don't know. But he's saying pros from Deutschland, from Germany. How about Maker's Mark? You mean the whiskey as opposed to? Yeah, you're gonna confuse me because I'm drinking. Somebody said still blasting MP5s out of plane windows. Not lately, because you get in trouble for that shit. All right, I got a little bit of Heineken here. I'm just gonna ruin the last little bit of it with Edwin's shitty lime beer. God, I mean, it's free, and you shouldn't disparage stuff that you get for free. But I'm gonna go ahead and break the rules. And now, I really like the Taco Truck Lager that's over there, but this stuff sucks. I missed. And now that beer can's on the floor. Okay, this Tony Stark of small arms. Oh, gun TED Talk. Then that'd be funny. I could definitely give a TED Talk because I'm an actual degreed mechanical engineer and I know stuff, but not in a million years. Okay. What? Blasting MP5. Yeah, not doing that. Mark, make a prig. What's a prig? Henrik, what's a PRIG? I'd like to see Mark Serby do a 3D printed project. You mean like the video I did last week? Edwin, like I said it because I didn't like it myself. I figured you didn't drink anything these days. Fuck you, Edwin. This guy's drinking. He's in Japan. 3 a.m. in Japan. Jesse's Travels. Well, thank you, Jesse's Travels. And I do need to get to Japan. That'd be cool. I don't have a lot on my bucket list, but I think going to Japan. And you know what else is on there is the Swedish Ice Hotel. So you could probably hit. Oh, that just sounds cool. I mean, I don't like the cold because obviously I live in Florida, but Oh yeah. Oh, sorry. Um, thank you for reminding me. I thought you were drunker than I am. Uh, Henrik says that his family is involved in some of the Swedish ice hotels, and that's up near where he goes hunting up north in Sweden. So yeah, I definitely want to do that. That sounds cool. But September, my months are getting so busy lately. I'm trying to get other people to run the shop because I'm literally getting too old for this shit. Like these hands are too fucking old. I got cut somehow. I don't even know. But I was actually machining the third operation on the 50 caliber barrels, and that's where you do the threads on the chamber end. And it's kind of picky because you have to stick a headspace gauge in there. You bring it out, it goes to a stop that the turret has come down, put a stop there. And you have to be really picky about how you put it against the stop. And then you have to take the gauge out, and it does its facing off and contouring and threading. But we have to hit the headspace number. This is a funny fact for those of you who don't know. Headspace on a gun, and that's the distance between the base of the cartridge and the face of the bolt. On every freaking caliber you look at, it's 6,000ths of an inch, and it pisses me off. I'm like, why is 50 caliber 6,000 and 22 6? I'm like, I want it to be more on a 50 cal. I want more tolerance, but it's because brass doesn't give a shit. the stress and strain gauge for brass is what it is. So it doesn't matter how large in diameter the thing is, 6 thousandths is what you got. So hitting that, hitting through, and we actually hit within a couple thousandths of what we're shooting for all day long. But for me to do that, it's like not only do we set the gauge and do all the other shit I was talking about, we have to afterwards, we have to spin it up and we have to take a file and file off the leading edge of it. And yes, you can come back and do it with CNC again, but it's a pain in the butt. But you really need to hand file it, Scotch-Brite pad it, and do all this stuff to make the threads nice. Because now that we have the RM50 where you actually have exposed threads, you can't just have these razor sharp things. Somebody will go and touch it, blood spreading all over. So, but the bottom line is that doing all this stuff, it's pretty hard on your hands. You're doing a lot of handwork, filing, moving shit around, and I'm getting too old for it. I'm not as strong as I used to be, and getting kind of arthritic. So I had my main employee who did that stuff is out of town, so I had another employee. I had him do that instead, and it worked out fine. Though. Anyway, enough of that. Somebody says, "Hey, from Czech Republic, the Swiss of the commie world." Thank you. Czechs make some amazing stuff. That's another place I need to visit because they really, I call them that jokingly, but they're like the Swiss as far as being really, really methodical, meticulous machinists and craftsmen. Some of my favorite guns are Czechoslovakian. They're very, very cool. Mark, more videos on practical home gunsmithing. Oh, home rifling. Yeah, I do need to do my 4th rifling video. Oh my God, it's been forever. Make my daughter do this finally. Tesla valve suppressor. I've looked into that. Interesting. Haven't played with it yet. Okay, I'm drinking this lime shit. Oh my God. God damn, that's bad. It's like, you know what else too? What they call a bouquet in the wine world. It's like comes in. You just burp again, Henrik? And the bouquet is like, it fucking smells like a bratwurst. Smells like a bratwurst, tastes like dog shit. Can't beat that, folks. God, the Son, Jesus Christ saves. Up until 68, you can get guns in the mail. That's very true. And you know what else I point out to people is that, like some of my older, I'm sorry, I'm picky. There's a piece of dust on there. Some of my older gun buddies, they used to travel on airplanes with guns, machine guns, and a lot of times, like they didn't want them tossed in with all the baggage, so they'd actually have them brought on as carry-on. Like, no, this is a beautiful Tommy gun. I don't want to get all scratched up in the cargo hold. I want it inside the plane, and you could bring it inside the plane. It's like, wow, now you can't bring a fucking nail clipper on here. Like, well, I think they're easing up a little bit, but my God. Hey, who said thumbs up for the Erdinger Stein? I got this at an Oktoberfest we had here. They have it every year locally. And I guess one year these people must have sponsored something. I don't know. Somebody says, why not make the BFG 50A full auto? That's a good question because I make everything full auto that I can. But one thing I figured out a long time ago with a 50A is because of the amount of bolt, the length of bolt travel and the bolt velocity, the thing is like the theoretical rate of fire is like 450 rounds a minute. It's kind of the why bother, because you wouldn't tell full auto versus somebody just going. In fact, on the BFG 50A, if you pull the trigger too fast, you can fire faster than it'll actually reset the trigger and all that. So it's kind of interesting. So that's why. Lucifer, great. That's funny. We had Jesus Christ here. Now we got Lucifer. Do I make a BFG 1.5? I've actually made a BFG 50 in not the 14.5 millimeter, but I made it in the, excuse me, what is it? 12.7 by 108, the Russian 50 cal, which is kind of weird because the base diameter is 50 thousandths. I think it's 50 thousandths larger than the 50 BMG, which of course translates to a huge difference in bolt thrust. So that gun was a little scary because I had to open up the bolt face, no big deal. But when I fired it, it's like man, you try to open that bolt, it was tough. And you know, if you have a difficult to open bolt, that means you've had high pressure because you'll actually make the lugs deform more than normal. And when it goes to bounce back, the brass has kind of stuck in the chamber. It's you know this. If you know this stuff, you know it. But if you don't know, I'm not gonna be able to explain it here while drinking. But anyway, the point is, it was definitely showing high pressure signs and kind of scary, like, you know, not we shouldn't be doing this. And I actually ended up, the guy luckily didn't want it. I made it for a particular customer, and then he ended up not wanting it, and we changed it back to a regular 50 BMG and sold off that way. So yes, I made it in 50 Russian, not 12, not 14.5. Oh my God, 14.5 have to be a different gun because it's not that strong. 50 BM or 50 BFG 50 is very strong, but not that strong. All right. Oh, I saw that. Yeah, Henrik saying he shot a 14.5 out of a KPV. I've seen that video. That's got to be fucking awesome. Oh, speaking of fuck you, Edwin. This beer sucks. Oh God. Oh, here's a good one. Did you struggle with getting your degree? Well, I started in 1980 and I finished in 1990. What do you think? A fucking nightmare. That's the thing. Like I said, I'm a hands-on mechanic designer type. I'm much more of an artist, and I didn't say that with a lisp this time, than I am a science type brain. But you know, it's kind of funny. My dad's a mechanical engineer, and my mother has a degree in music. So, and I'm a musician, so very torn in my crazed mind. So math is not something that came easily and naturally. Like I would get mad in the math class. Like I had this Greek professor. You go, no, you don't think the equation. No, go play. Like, oh yeah, we're gonna play with the fucking huge equation you just wrote, you dickhead. I don't want to play with that. I want to. And I would give them shit, not directly because you know, fucking fail you, but like these guys acted like math was like this beautiful, great thing, and you should play around with it and get all excited about it. I'm like, no, math is a tool. So you're like, look, you're getting the toolbox out. You're working on something. You're going in your toolbox. You look in there and you grab a wrench and you're like jerking off to how beautiful this fucking wrench is. I don't give a shit about the wrench. The wrench is there to help me do this other job over here. And to me, that's engineering. Now, I've since learned that yes, it's kind of nice to know about the wrench, you know, which is a euphemism for the tools, other tools. It's nice to know what makes it up, what goes into it, because you can learn stuff just from those equations that translate to something really cool in the real world. But in general, for what I do, I don't give a shit about the math. I know enough to get me through what I got to do. And if it's something that's really hardcore, then luckily nowadays, all that stuff is built into the computer programs that we use for simulating whatever, like finite element analysis to do stress analysis. All that stuff is, you don't have to sit there and do the nasty math work. So thank God, because to me, things like math, those are rules, they're straightforward. It's just like an expert system in a computer. You can program all that shit and it can be regurgitated. You don't need a person to know it. But creativity, like coming up with stuff, is uniquely human. So I get to do the uniquely human stuff. Fuck you, robot heads with the math stuff. Here, you can quote me on that. Okay, I went to art school to be a designer, but ended up halfway to an engineer, minus the math stuff. Yeah. Hey, Hagi Banki, do you have the EU weapons travel pass, Henrik? Oh, he says, oh, okay, yeah, that's right. You can't see that. Sorry, but they can't hear if you actually commented on it. Okay, did you struggle getting your degree? Oh, did you ever use the math you learned, or just look it up? Now, algebra, I use basic algebra a lot. I don't use linear algebra. I don't use differential equations. Don't use calculus. So, to me, those were part of the hazing. So, oh, how's the Diablo sheet metal stamping going? Every day I walk by that machine, I'm like, please God. No, you know, I actually need to find a little bit more some steel. And in fact, I just came up with something yesterday because when you're making stamping dies, you're supposed to use this badass steel A2, D2, and the shit's expensive. and you don't want to buy a big giant block of it because you might as well go buy a car. But the beauty of it is you can just get regular old ASTM A36 hot rolled steel. And in fact, I need to go make a little run to a local place that has cutoffs of different sizes, and then you just put a thin layer of the D2 that's heat treated and ground and all that. So that's a nice way to go. But I just need to get to it. But I've got a lot of stuff going on this summer. I got a lot of things coming up in personal life as well as working. So God, pain in the butt. What instruments do I play? Oh, well, the skin flute, the male organ. No. And I didn't mention MJ there, so I'm still good. I'm a guitar. I'm a guitar player. I should go grab my guitar. No, I'll do it in a future live stream. Yeah, in fact, over there I've got like 4 or 5 guitars. I play bass guitar, I play keyboards a little bit, and way back in the old days, I was a lead singer in a band, lead guitar, all that shit. It'd be funny if I could find that picture of me within my band photo from 1982. That would freak people out, but I don't know where it is right now. Oh, maybe it's under Mark. Who knows? There's a picture of Stevie Wonder for some reason. That's kind of weird. No, there's a picture of Mark. Oh, I can't put pictures out here anyway. I don't know how to do it. So, all right. So let's see. Calculus is something I want to learn and never need. Well, I'm similar to that, except it's something I never wanted to learn and I don't need. Okay. Mark for ATF Director 20. Yeah, that'd be perfect job. Never. Fender or Marshall amps. What do I have for amps? I actually still have my PV Artist tube amp, 120 watt tube amp with a Black Widow 12-inch speaker that I bought in 1981, and it's still around. Haven't turned it on in probably 15 years, but I've been thinking about it. And do I play any metal? Come on, man. Of course I play metal. My favorite band's Iron Maiden, Tool. Tool is the number one. In fact, can you see that? Tool. Tool is my favorite band. Yeah, I've been listening to them since I think I got you beat. I think I started listening to them in '81. But yeah, I there's a no, sorry. Henrik says he's been listening to Iron Maiden since '86, so yeah, he's not as cool as I am. Oh, Gibson or Fender? Oh, that's a good question. Yes, that's like Ford Chevy. Okay, I have a 1974 Fender Telecaster Deluxe. That was my main guitar forever. Got stolen when I moved to Florida. That really sucked. But I bought another one off eBay, similar, not the same. And that old one, I actually had a Floyd Rose put on. That was pretty cool. But I finally broke down and got a Les Paul some years back, and I like it. And I've got some custom made stuff. I actually have a friend down here who makes guitars, and he's pretty badass. Makes some neat stuff. I'll have to do a live stream where I bring all that stuff out too, because that's fun. Music it's kind of a double-edged sword, though. If you're a musician, it's fun to be able to make music, but on the other hand, it's like music affects you much more deeply than regular people. Like this guy used to work for me. He says, I don't understand it when they have these movies where they're playing like a series of notes, and then the last note everybody goes and he doesn't get it. And it's like there's this thing about a series of notes. It has to end on the tonal center. It's like da 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 da, and you didn't go da, so you missed that last note. And we're hanging waiting for it, and he doesn't get it. And it's funny, and I don't know. That's the curse, is that shit that you listen to that regular people just goes right over their head. We're just sitting there going, so anyway. But it's fun. I don't know. I don't think I'd change that. It takes hair to play AG metal. Well, I had a lot of hair. Next live stream, we'll bring it up. But never guess you're a Tool guy. Of course I'm a Tool. I love Tool. Tool is fucking awesome. Mark has a waiting list for his products. Yes. We're getting caught up. We are finally starting to get caught up. All right, here's more of that shitty beer. Oh my God. Does anybody have any heroin or something I can inject so I don't hate this so much? Henrik is singing, but I don't know the song. Something about hair in your beer? What? Fear? Tears. There's tears on my beer. Okay, I'd never heard of that. Musician's life. I very well know. Yeah, musician. It was great when you're in your 20s. Like being in a band. You know, I was in rock bands from hell, 12 years old to 25 years old, and there's um there's just nothing like as far as being a male in your 20s. Like here you are, you're doing something you love, you're the center of attention, i.e. the chicks are looking at you. uh, you're you're doing something you love. I've been drinking, folks. Doing something you love, you're getting drunk, you're getting paid, all that stuff. It's like what an awesome combination of stuff to just. But the thing is, most people don't make it because there are just too many people who are great musicians, and also it's kind of a rare thing. And it's not just about being a great musician; it's about the music in general. And it's hard to get a group of people together who can get along also, because being in a band is like being in a goddamn relationship. It is annoying. That aspect of it sucks. It's like having a shitty girlfriend that you got to fight with all the time. But yeah, it's I don't know. Like I said, I wouldn't trade it, but I don't do it anymore. I hang out with these guys. The Dean Guitar Factory is like literally 5 minutes from 10 minutes from my shop, and it's cool hanging out with. They have an annual get together for the Dean Owners Association (DOA), and I have a Dean guitar that I bought in '81. But it's just I don't play with them on stage and stuff. It's like, yeah, that time has passed. I don't want to see a 60-something-year-old guy up there rocking out. It's like speed or coke. Mark, what is your favorite weapons? Okay, Lucifer, it's that singular. What is your favorite weapon? And then, and that's another thing. I don't call guns weapons because to me they're not weapons. I've never used a gun as a weapon except for that deer I killed in the 1,000+ prairie dogs. But in general, they're to me they're just like, it's a cool hobby. It's I don't know, Henrik. How do you look at that? How do you look at guns? Do you think of them as weapons, or are they something more or less? I can't remember that far back. Henrik says, it's for collecting. For collecting, it's just it is what it is. For if you're hunting, then it's a weapon, yeah. And I don't think you said, but protection. Of course, it's not the same in Sweden. Here in the U.S., you can protect yourself with a gun. So yeah, is that close? Sport shooting. Yeah. So Mark, what is the ugliest firearm you ever built? Fuck, I don't know. Uh, the butt master. Yeah, after it's used, the butt master is the ugliest. I need to do that. I told you I want to do that for one of those videos where I kind of go, and then it's like I dip it in melted chocolate or something. I go, here you go. Oh. But one thing about the whole gun weapon thing, I'm going to be doing this video. I shouldn't tell it because somebody will steal it. No. I'm going to do a video about guns being designed to kill, because I actually had a serious argument with a guy, and he swore that guns are designed to kill. And I'm like, look, I am a gun designer. I literally design guns, and I have never designed one to kill. Well, that's bullshit. It's like, you don't get it. You can't design it to kill a gun. And I'm going to do a really funny skit about it. I'm going to answer the phone, and I'm going to try to get Valerie to do it, but goddamn 50 cal Val, she just doesn't want to do videos. But so I'm going to get her to come in like she's my secretary, which she kind of is when she's around the shop. But she goes, hey, yeah, we got you got Remington on line one. Like, all right. Of course, I'll have to beep out Remington, so it could be any gun company. But I'll be like, yeah, how's it going? Okay, all right, yep, yeah, okay, so okay, this gun, okay, needs to look good, right, lightweight, okay. And I'm going to go on, and then at the end, I'm going to say, okay, so and you want to kill, okay, so you want me to design kill into it, okay. So I'll do it that way. But then the other, they'll do a whole separate one. I'll go on and on. Yes, okay, lightweight, good looking. Okay. And then I'll say like McDonald's, the suggestive selling. I'll say, do you want kill with that? like, do you want extra fries? Do you want kill with that? And it's like, you can't do it. Do you want kill with that? Okay, how do I design kill into it? You don't. The gun is designed to, first of all, function. Put a bullet out when you pull a trigger. That's number one. After that, various and sundry things like, yeah, Henrik is everything's, yeah. McDonald's is designed to kill from that set of qualifications. McDonald's is much better at killing than my guns. My guns have probably killed dozens of people over the, well, I don't know right now. We got them in Russia, so who knows? Ukraine. But yeah, but you can't specifically design a gun to kill. That's just, somebody says Val is lazy. Damn right. And somebody says guns are designed to shoot. Yes, they are. And somebody asked, when am I going to post more flying videos? Well, I have a flying channel now, Mark Serbu Flies, and I just flew up to the Oshkosh, the huge fly-in. So I've got a lot of stuff for that. A lot of footage from that. That's going to be kind of cool because it was a big trip, and what a mess. Butt mask for the suppressor. I own firearms that were specifically designed just for competitions. Okay, well, that's true. You can design a gun for competition. But, if the point of the competition was, like if they said, okay, here your competition is you're shooting down these metal plates. It's like, okay, well, I know I need at least, this much energy because those plates are heavy and you need to knock them down. So you're going to design on that criteria. But now if they change the rules, okay, well, listen, instead of the metal plates, we're going to stand up a bunch of prisoners and you got to kill them all. Now it's like, okay, so you got to design it to kill. Well, guess what? It like that criteria you had for knocking those metal plates down, now it doesn't matter. Anything from a freaking BB gun, you shoot someone in the jugular with a BB gun, they're going to die. Shoot them with a 22, much more effective. Shoot them in the neck with a 50 cal, even better, or in the head with a 50 cal. But you can't. Yeah, it's not about. You can't design for killing. It's just stupid. Kill people about. Yeah, I mean, like, why bother with all this complicated mechanism? Just take a nice razor blade and what is it? Don't go across the street. Go down the road. I think I learned that from my daughter. Ugh. Mark, what's the time frame for BF-250A? We're actually getting close to getting the Mark II version out. Do you know there's a Mark II version? Did I tell anybody? But do I have any tips for you? You like making stuff. You lost some of your passion. Don't care about for other people. Welcome to my world. Just kidding. I love making guns for. No, I actually do like making guns for other people. I mean, not the actual specific act at the time, but it is rewarding when somebody gets one of your guns and they really love it and they get out of it what you put into it. Because I mean, this shit's all for me. If you saw Gun Jesus' video on the 50A, it's like, yeah, I make guns for me, and so so it's kind of cool when somebody gets excited about it like I do. So my tips: get in the firearms industry. I get that all the time. Like, how do you get in the gun business? Well, it's really hard because your banks aren't going to loan you money. You might as well have a kiddie porn business. It's just so you got to have your own money to start out with, which means start slow. And like a lot of guys do, you don't have money, so you take deposits, and then of course you don't know what the fuck you're doing, and you run out of deposit money. And then you go out of business. That happens so often, and I don't know if it's just guns, but because that's the tough part is if you're a dreamer who can come up with the ideas and the stuff you want to do, you're not necessarily the same kind of person who has this stick-to-itiveness to really make this shit happen and work your ass off and pull all-nighters. Because I've pulled a lot of all-nighters over the years. Not lately, thank God. But anyway, geez, it's been an hour and a half now, folks. I'm getting kind of close to saying so long because what do you think, Henrik? Oh, Henrik had to take a piss, so he's yelling at me from the bathroom. What else we got here? What do I want to see in a top break revolver? Wait, you said modern top break revolvers, so you just said two things that don't go together. I don't know. Yeah, top breaks are cool. But I don't know if you know, but I'm not a big fan of revolvers, mainly because you're the highest point of pressure of the round going off. What are you doing to it? You're venting it through that freaking gap. Now, to me, if I make it a revolver, unless I just really turn into a money grubbing whore, just want to get something out there, I want a revolver where the cylinder, as it rotates into position, and as you're pulling the trigger, it doesn't just rotate it; it also shoves it forward. So you got a cone going into a cone, so you actually have a seal. But it's tough because to get a really, if you have, depends on the taper. If you have a small taper, you don't have to move forward far. But if you have a big long taper, so that's a whole bunch of other crap. It's difficult. But now, if you saw my video on that the crazy Bushman from New Zealand, that's kind of a neat thing. To actually, can you imagine you have a slide and a cylinder? So that way, the slide could actually go back and forth, and it could actuate some kind of a linkage that would cram that cylinder. Yeah, I mean, but didn't the Nagant gas seal? Didn't that have? Didn't that actually right? And the cartridge actually kind of spans the gap too. And how does it unspan it, or is it just seals and then the whole cylinder moves back? But yeah, what's in your fridge, Mark? Hmm, that's an easy one. That's an easy one. Okay, well, you see Foster's. We got some sour cream. Now, the weird thing about sour cream is, how do you know when it's bad? It's literally sour from day one. We got some mayonnaise. We've got. It's hard to point like this backwards. Oh, it's a can of mushroom soup. There's some grapes. There's some sauerkraut. That's a hamburger that I cooked on my pellet smoker. You guys know what a pellet smoker is. I actually asked about it on YouTube when I was looking around for a new grill. Coffee creamer, water. Everybody in Florida has some kind of water that's in the refrigerator because you need cold water because otherwise you'll die. That, I'm not proud of that. That's something I've only started liking after getting to be a certain age. For years, you don't give a shit about sweets, but once you get old, it's like Mother Nature just screws with you and says, you know what, you're gonna like sweet stuff, so you can get fat and unhealthy. So they make you like sweets again. The hell is that? Weird. Yeah, so that's actually Dutch chocolate. It's chocolate wine, and it's weird because it tastes exactly like Bailey's Irish Cream. It's a really bad thing to be drinking. Butter, mayonnaise or margarine, eggs, broccoli, salad stuff, some hot dogs, some chicken. Okay, I think that pretty much covers it, right? Is that good enough, folks? You see in there? Oh, somebody's talking. Oh, hey, Mongo's on there. Mark and I poke each other a lot. That sounds kind of homosexual. I got to admit. Wait, can I say homosexual? Mark, what's that? Don't don't get nude. Gotta be careful. What? Oh, somebody said the case is sealing. The gap goes into the forcing cone. The case is sealing the gap. Is that Luis Antola Francis? Some punctuation, please. He has one all caps thing. I don't people don't realize punctuation really lack thereof can really fuck you up. The case is sealing the gap. I'm gonna assume that he used gap again. The case is sealing the gap, and let's backtrack a few words. The gap goes into the fortune. That doesn't make sense. Anyway, Lewis, could you rewrite that with punctuation so I know what the fuck you're saying? Mongo, Mark, why are all your SMGs so high rate of fire and useless as a Mac? Number one, fuck you, Mongo. Number two, how many machine guns do I make anyway? Not that many. Hagi Bunky, you responded to Mongo. Mongo thinks he's as cool as I am, but obviously he's not. but he is a mechanical engineer. He's a gun designer, and man, the guy is a fucking whiz at SolidWorks. And you know, Mongo, I'm going to give you a plug here. So you owe me some of your fucking drawings for free. Um, I think his website is weaponblueprints.com. I'm going to go there right now and see. He calls them weapons, doesn't he? God damn it. Let's see. Weapon Blueprints. Yep. Weaponblueprints.com. He's got some really badass, like perfect art for your man cave. And in fact, he even says that office man cave decor for discerning firearms enthusiasts. And Mongo, I would add an S onto the end of that. You see, Mongo is obviously more of the math head type because he doesn't have a fucking grasp of the English language. It's for the discerning firearms enthusiast. Well, you could say it's singular like that. It's for the discerning firearms enthusiast. Okay, forgive me, but I still think you're a fucking math head. Wait, did I say that out loud? So anyway, yeah, he's got some really cool artwork on there. And I'm on a, tell her I said hi. Yeah, Henrik is talking to his girlfriend in Swedish, and she's sorry, I'm listening. I'm listening to Swedish. What's she bitching at you for, Henrik? Oh, okay. Well, tell her I said hi. Okay, so okay, yeah, she says hi back. Okay, sorry about that. Back to you. Yes, Henrik had some. At least she wasn't bitching at you. Sound like bitching from here, but no, she's just telling about something good. Oh, she's happy. Yay. Yeah. Remember when she made us cry? God damn it. No, we were drunk. No, we are drunk. And we are talking about something, and you were talking about, yeah, I don't want to talk about that because it makes me, makes me sad. And I was like, yeah, that's one thing about when you get older, your freaking testosterone goes down, your estrogen gets up, so you get more emotional. And I'm like, yeah, I only get emotional when I think about this particular thing, and I started talking about it, and I was like, and she's like, oh, that's actually kind of beautiful. I'm like, guys aren't supposed to cry. You're supposed to like kill shit and go, but that's the way it goes, folks. Oh, hey, Luis Antonio redid what he said. And of course, I can't see. Oh, here we go. The case is long enough so when the cylinder goes forward, it goes in the forcing cope. The bullet is completely in the case. Okay, yes, thank you, Luis. That makes sense. I look like discount Dave Ramsey. I don't know who that is, but that's fine. Look whoever the fuck you want me to look like. Are you working on anything new? Always. Is it legal to possess a key card blueprint? Probably. No, that's obviously a contentious topic. You know about the key card thing, don't you, Henrik? Henrik, are you still? No, it's the thing that dickhead is in prison for right now. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Okay, that was the CRS firearms guy, which I had never heard of that guy until after the Kentucky ballistics blow up thing. People were like, "Hey, man, you CRS firearms says this that." And I'm like, "Who the fuck is CRS firearms?" I go and look. I'm like, "Jesus Christ, what the fuck is this?" And the thing is, the guy, I don't know. He's probably got about. This is just my opinion, folks. He seems like he's got about a double-digit IQ, and worse than that, it's like it's okay if you're a dumbass, but go with it and don't go outside of your lane. Like nothing bothers me. Well, that's kind of an absolute statement. Things that bother me a lot are when people talk about shit they have no fucking clue about. And that guy, in my opinion, that guy did that a lot. Like people are asking about, oh, so what do you think about this gun? And he goes, oh, well, if it blows up, this is going to go here. It's like, I have no fucking idea. Why are you even trying? But worse than that, the guy said all kinds of bad shit. I mean, he did a whole video on this gun will kill you, and it's like a slam dunk libel case right there. Luckily, he deleted that after evidence showed that maybe you're wrong. But it doesn't matter. Damage is done. If I wanted to, I could sue the shit out of that guy. But what am I gonna do? Sue him while he's in prison? And people, people are like, oh man, this guy, he's a nice guy, and then even his lawyers, oh, this is a salt of the earth guy. It's like, okay, yeah, and I've watched some of his stuff that was funny. Like I loved his video where he was talking to the he got one of those radar. God damn it! Don't drink and talk, folks. It's tough. Um, the things that measure the velocity of the bullet. Somebody tell me in the comments, what is it called? A chronograph. Thank you, Henrik. How are you drunk and you know this? Just kidding. He's a nerd. So anyway, yeah, he had this radar chronograph, and he did a funny thing about it, and he was talking to it, and of course the voices were simulated. He's like, "I am going to skull fuck you." It was hilarious, and the guy's funny, but and I understand what he's doing, and I've done it. When you're a YouTuber, it's like if something is hot, and you got to go grab that while it's hot. You go make a video about that, just like I did with the freaking the guy, the former Prime Minister of Japan who got murdered. I made a video on that, and that thing got 2,000. No, let me see. It got 2 million views in a couple of days. I made $2,000 off of it, and then of course it got demonetized because YouTube is like, "Oh, you're a dick, and we hate you." But that's it. If you want to make money in YouTube, it helps to chase the hot topics because people will be looking for it. YouTube will recommend it all over. But he's using me as the hot topic, but he went way too far. He talked about stuff he didn't know about. He slandered, libel, whatever. I can't remember the difference. The lawyers know. And literally cost me at least $100,000 in sales. I guarantee. And worse than that, because a normal business person would care. I don't care because when you're backlogged for a couple of years, what's a couple months of sales over years. Not even a couple months. Not bragging, but so I didn't care about it so much. But what I cared about was the fact that now people call the shop, and my poor daughter's got to answer, and they're like, "Get that fucking gun off the market!" And emails, really ugly emails, and it's all because of this guy saying that shit. It's like, man, that's why there are laws. That's why you can sue people for libel or slander or whatever, because it matters. You can't just go off and say, this guy's a fucking asshole. But anyway, so that's why when he got nailed for that key card thing, which is absolute bullshit. I mean, my God, that is so wrong. That is so far from being a machine gun. I mean, can you imagine? Next it'll be a crayon drawing on a 3x5 index card. Oh, look, ATF's there, arrested your ass. That is so wrong. But you know what? Could happen to a nicer guy. Okay, end of story. So, Henrik, what else you got? You're talking with Mongo about sled mount. What the fuck, Mongo? Yeah, yeah. For me, I've got 53 minutes. I'm gonna hang out for 7 more minutes. I'll make an even hour. And okay, all right, man. Well, Henrik is leaving. You guys don't know because you don't see him on the screen like I do. But thanks, man. And sorry your fucking stream got nuked. But god damn it, I bet you'll get your appeal overturned because it was complete. All right, man. Take care. See you. All right, now it's just me. Can I do a live stream by myself? Um, I don't know. I guess I'll do another live stream. I'd like to get Edwin and Richard in on it too, like we did before from Sweden. Or no, was it? It was from here. Whatever. But it's kind of fun. Get to interact with people. Uh, yes, exactly. I agree on striking while the iron is hot. Go big boy or go home. But don't make accusations you can't back up. Yeah, I mean, in general, you talk shit. It's nothing, but you literally cost somebody enough money to buy a Ferrari or a house. I mean, that's a big deal. And like you said, the money is not the worst part. The worst part is not just people even shitting on us on the internet. It's like it's our reputation, which is kind of analogous to that. Before I was like, oh, Mark Serber does cool stuff. Man, that guy's great. Everything he makes is innovative and cool. Now it's like, oh yeah, he makes shit that blows up. It's like that old joke about the guy at the bar. I was like, hey, cocksucker, how'd you ever get that name anyway? He goes, man, you could be a sea captain for 30 years, but you suck one dick. Like, it's like, no, they won't nuke for that. They love that kind of talk. They're not going to nuke for that. Firearm slander moment. Yes. You are Dree, Mark. What is DREA? I don't know what that means. But yeah, anyway, that's not a big deal. You know, I'm blessed with the ability to design wherever the fuck I want, even way more so than Mongo, of course. And and I make money off of it. And you know, I travel the world, and yes, I have a Ferrari, and I've got an airplane, and it's all because of these little objects that we ship out every week. And how awesome! So yeah, I try to get bogged down in the bullshit. All right, Edwin, this is for you. Literally, I really wish this was for you, so I wouldn't be drinking it. But goddamn, it's what I got right now. Bah. God damn, it's bad. Whew. Okay, so somebody says, did you fly to Norway at your own plane? I think you mean you got preposition trouble. In your own plane. No, in fact, one of my goals is to fly the northern route, go up to, you go to Newfoundland, and you go over to Greenland, Iceland. I don't know which order. I can't remember. Iceland, Greenland. Yeah, Iceland, Greenland, Scotland, or Ireland. Yeah, so you can hop across those, but my plane it's pretty. I've got a little two-seater, and I would show you, but I can't put pictures up. We'll figure it out next time. But yeah, that'd be interesting. Of course, you're flying over. When you do that, you have to fly over the North Atlantic, and you actually have to get a dry suit. You actually rent a dry suit, and you got to have it on because you hit that water, man. You you're gonna freeze in less than I think it's less than a minute. You start getting fucked, but it's interesting. Mongo, did I land on the dot at Oshkosh? Yes, I did, and I will have that on the video. Except, God, you know what sucks? I was coming in like, okay, Oshkosh, Wisconsin, busiest airport in the world, and man, it's you have to go what we call the Congo line, and you have a spot they want you to go to. It's a Green Lake, blah blah blah, and it's about 8 miles outside of the town. So you shoot for that, and as you're going there, you're at 1,800 feet, 90 knots, and you're going single file with a bunch of other planes that are all coming in. And once it gets busy, a certain point of busyness, then they have another starting point that's another like 15 miles back. Then it gets really busy. It ends up being 45 miles back. So you got a 45-mile long line of airplanes that are a half mile apiece, a half mile apart. And man, it's but what sucks is I had the video going, and I'm trying to keep up, and you can't just put it on autopilot and just yeah, okay, great, because people are going up and down, left and right, and speed's going up and down. So you got to fly it, and it's grueling. And man, it was something, and that's going to be a fun video, I guess. All right, damn, I want a Ferrari. Yeah, I wanted one. I got myself one for my 60th birthday present. But when you're 60, you don't really give a shit about a Ferrari like you do when you're in your 30s or whatever. But it's still pretty cool. The best part is I can say I have a Ferrari. Be a snob. All right. So we've got just a couple more minutes, folks. Have you got anything exciting to talk about? 277 Sig Fury. Don't really know much about it, except it's a bad. I think isn't that the one that's really fucking high pressure, like 80,000 psi? That's pretty cool and kind of scary at the same time because you're kind of pushing the limits of what brass can deal with there. And are those the ones that? Do they actually have a steel base? I don't know, but interesting. 70,000 psi. That's still pretty freaking high. I mean, my God. PC-12 turbo. I think I would prefer the. I can't think of it right now. Of course, the 940, 950, 960 TBM. Thank you. What countries did I visit on the Viking tour? Well, I visited Henrik in Sweden. Then I went down to Netherlands, Amsterdam. Then I caught a ride with a buddy over there down to Rotterdam. and then cruise. It was all Norway, just going in the fjords and stuff. This year was hot at Oshkosh. Did I get out before Saturday? Yes, I actually left. I got there the Friday before the thing even started, and then I left Wednesday. So yeah, I missed all the big crowds, which was good. All right, folks, it's been an hour. It's it's been nice doing my first live stream, even though it started as because Henrik got killed, which is really strange. Still trying to figure that shit out. Anyway, thank you for hanging out here and watching and commenting. Would you ever buy an electric? Oh, I guess. Would you ever buy an electric car? Yes, I have a Tesla. I bought a Tesla, and you know what's funny is I got into that because I actually traded Edwin I traded him a BFG 50A for a Nissan Leaf, which is like the GA something, the homosexual star. It's a dorky little car. Man, I love that thing. It's the range was really limited, but it was just. I mean, nobody's ever said this before, but it's cool, and it was a lot of fun. I hate to admit it, but that was a cool little car. So that kind of got me bitten by the electric car bug. That no matter what, no matter how crappy the electric car, you've got that instant low end torque that no other gas engine will have. And man, it was something. So then, luckily, a buddy of mine, his son worked at Tesla, so he had like spot number 1 and 2 for reserve for the Tesla Model 3 when it came out. So I had the first one in Tampa, and my serial number or my vehicle identification number is under 4,000, which is like, wow, that is a super early. And I've been driving it since 2017. I love it. It's the best car I've ever owned by far. And yeah, the Ferrari sits in the garage. I drive it maybe once a week, maybe every couple of weeks, and it's it's a Ferrari. It sounds amazing. Electric car sounds shitty, but whatever. As far as everyday transportation, that Tesla is unbelievably amazing. And I don't care about the range. I commute 11 miles to work. If I take a trip, I take my freaking airplane. But it's got to be right for your mission. And for me, it's the perfect car. Just a nice little commute. And it's as an aside, when we go out to Nevada to blow shit up with Edwin, we actually stop at a Burger King there that's literally down the street from the Gigafactory where they make all those batteries. It's like, wow, that's kind of cool. And don't get me started about the Burger King. You can ask Edwin about that. We've talked about it, but it's how old was I when I get my pilot's license? 40, 43, 44, something like that. Yeah, I got divorced, and I was able to do stuff again that I couldn't do under my soul-crushing marriage. So yeah, kind of late, but worked out fine. All right, guys, really appreciate you watching. All 92 of you down from 100 something. That's fine. I appreciate the comments, and we'll do this again hopefully soon. Not a big fan of this kind of stuff in general, just because I get stuck in one spot. But if I'm drinking, who gives a shit? You're drunk. Like, oh, instead of a bar, I'm here talking to you people. What do you mean, you people? All right, folks. Thanks very much. Really appreciate you. And catch you next time. And I don't know how to shut it off. All right. Now I do. All right. Now I will see you next time. Thanks again.